Kolaches are a staple in the breakfasts of many Texans and have a rich history in the state and globally. However, many people have never considered the cultural background behind one of their favorite breakfast foods.
Probably like Germany or something.
Like Poland, all the time.
Like Italy or something?
United States?
I have no idea.
Kolaches originated in the Czech Republic, where they began as fruit-filled pastries, first appearing in cookbooks in the 19th century. Eventually, however, kolaches were assimilated into Texas culture through Czech immigration.
So Czechs began arriving in Texas in the middle of the 19th century. They were largely poor people who were looking for better opportunities. They often didn't have access to great amounts of land, and typically the financial conditions in Austria-Hungary at the time were not great in terms of taxation. And also there was mistreatment of peasants, and so many of them decided to leave, and they went to all the various places, and one of those destinations was Texas. They typically took a route from Bremen, Germany, on a boat to Galveston, Texas.
When immigrants from the former Czechoslovakia began settling in Texas in the 1840s, they brought with them what is now one of the most beloved breakfast foods to modern Texans, the kolache. Originally, these pastries were rounds of soft dough topped with sweetened cheese, prunes, or poppy seed filling. They were a treat for special occasions due to the expensive cost of sugar, white flour, eggs, and butter.
Very rich. It had to be produced on various estates, plantations, from sugarcane in the tropics, and so it's really not something that would have spread out to the masses at that point.
Also, Czech kolache, like in the traditional Czech sense, kolaches are, or is it kind of like a sweet pastry, and it's quite traditional. Like, so if there's a big event, let's say a feast, or it could be also a wedding, it's sweet. Like, mostly it's filled either with either some kind of jam or poppy seed kind of how to put it, just like a filling.
As the Czech population became more and more established in Texas, Texans began making the kolache their own. Kolaches can now be found topped with apple, cherry, lemon, orange, strawberry, blueberry, cream cheese, and chocolate filling. Even more controversially, many Texans now associate the word kolache with a sausage, jalapeno, and cheese-stuffed bun.
Like a sausage wrapped in bread that's got like some like cheese in it.
Isn't it like a meat inside like breading?
A sausage with like cheese in
I
it?
mentioned the sausage type kolache was a further adaptation that took place in Texas. Supposedly, this was actually there was originally a distinction that the Czechs in Texas called it a klobásník, coming from the word klobasa, meaning sausage.
While some solely recognize kolaches as being meat-filled, these Texan kolaches differ from the traditional kolaches of Czech culture.
I mean, the consistency of the dough, I would say it's more like almost like a hamburger bun, rather than like a thick raised. And the dough itself, I think it had like no taste. Actually, like most of the taste came from the sausage, or because it was actually thick and it was with jalapenos, so it was spicy, so it was something completely different. To be honest, I would say it had nothing in common with
at all
with the Czech kolache that I'm used to.
Kolaches continue to increase in popularity in the United States, and artisanal bakeries around the country are straying further and further from tradition, creating kolaches with Nutella, peanut butter, Cajun street sausage, sauerkraut, chorizo, and even bacon. As kolaches transform and diversify, it is becoming increasingly important to have an understanding of where they began and appreciation for their traditional form.
Mamičko, tatičku, či ja dobrý zrobil, že ja mlynárovu